Hey guys, welcome to another Andertons video. We are at NAMM 2020. If there is some background noise, it's because we're right next to the drum hall, but hopefully that's okay. And I am with my dear friend Martin Kidd, Chief Designer at Victory Amplifiers, to tell you about a new toy that has been released at the beginning of 2020 called the Victory VC35 Copper Deluxe.
Indeed.
Oh! Martin, welcome. How was your flight out? Okay?
Yeah, it was all right.
Jet lag?
No, I've got rid of all that now.
How have you managed to do that?
Because I do, because I'm lucky. Or I'm in denial.
In denial,
yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's alcohol and drugs. That all helps. Okay, so we saw the copper come out midway through last year.
Yeah.
Very much going after that kind of classic British EL84 inspired vibe of guitar amp.
Yep.
Tell us about the Deluxe and how's it different to the standard version, and again we'll go over some of the tones and the vibe that you're going for.
Well, the main difference is from the lunchbox, the standard version. We have tremolo on this one.
Ooh.
Which I didn't demonstrate.
We can do that shortly.
Do that. And it has a spring reverb tank instead of a digital one, which we put in the lunchbox head. Otherwise, it's much the same idea, because we didn't want to deviate too much from what we managed to achieve.
It's the same kind of upgrade then from the V40 to the Duchess to the Duchess Deluxe, isn't it? It's been applied to.
Yeah,
to
it's exactly that, because some people, whilst they might like the sound of a lunchbox, they just can't bring themselves to part with their money because it just doesn't look right for them.
I get that.
Yep.
I get that. And you've got a choice then to either do this as the head, which is like that sort of 3/4 width wooden sleeve head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or the 112 combo, which is what we're using now.
Yep.
But are they're the same amp basically?
Yeah, exactly the same amp. Yes.
Okay. What are we listening? Speaker-wise, what are we listening to here?
That is, after much deliberation and blind testing, that's a Celestian Gold.
Wow.
Which is a 50-watt speaker.
The Alnico Gold?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
It is expensive. But the trouble was, when you're doing blind testing, of course, you sit there and you make yourself deaf, and you go away for lunch and you come back, and we just every time we came back to that one sounds the best. What is it?
Yeah. I see. So
it's literally blind testing. Yes, we get the cabinets delivered to like a sort of demo facility we've got, and we don't know what's in there.
Great.
So somebody does, but
they don't tell you.
They don't tell me, and that was the one, and it is an expensive speaker. But we were quite pleased actually that was the choice.
Yes.
Not because of the price, but because it's. If you read what Celestian have to say about it, it's like a worn-in blue, like the classic blue speaker.
And that's the synonymous. If anybody thinks of a Vox 8030, the best sounding ones of those ever.
Yeah.
And certainly if they do any of their custom shop hand-wired stuff, it's always a blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the blue's what, 25, 30 watts is it?
15, I think.
15 watts, okay, so no way you couldn't use a blue in this, could you?
Not for long.
Not for long. I like it, so you could use it, just not for long.
Yeah.
So the gold is the 50 watts, so you've got
so
plenty of handling.
Yeah, so it's literally, it gives you that same kind of idea, but it just will last.
And is the VC35 name is because it's 35 watts at max power?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
35 watts.
So it's kind of AC30 kind of power, but into a single speaker.
Yeah.
And we've got the 112 extension cab here, which is also gold.
I believe.
Loaded.
Yes.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I had a look in the back there, so that's
Yeah.
gold loaded. And I think I've been told in the catalogue there's a 212 gold extension cabinet coming out, which so if you buy the head, you could use that either with the 112 or the 212.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I mean, that's probably going to be the most expensive speaker cabinet that I've ever seen sold, because they're crazy. I mean, the retail price on these speakers is like £300 or £400 each, and that's not the cab, that's the speaker.
Yeah.
So crazy. But hey, if that's the sound.
It's the sound. I don't know, honestly, what the retail price of that one is yet, but...
Oh well. I know that. So on the lunchbox head,
Yeah.
the 212 that came out for that was sort of a normal price, because I think that has is that a Celestian Heritage and a creamback, or might be a greenback. I forget.
Yes, it's
what was it about the gold that you just sort of went, you know what? Yes, it's going to be dearer, but it's the it's the sound.
That's a tricky one to say, unless you're there in the room with it all happening. It's very difficult to say why does it sound better. Very often, if a speaker's more sensitive, so it's louder, it'll often, everyone will say, well, that one's better, just
Right.
because it's just producing more of what's put into it. But it just seemed to work both with the cleaner sounds and with the overdrive, because that's what you've got to consider. Sometimes you get a sound, you dial in a clean sound, and everyone says, oh, that's wonderful, that speaker. And then you put some dirt on it, and it's a little bit too hi-fi, too sensitive to some of the extra harmonics that are produced with the dirt, and so you have to get a good balance as well. So this was also a good balance between the overdrive and the clean sounds.
Well, let's get some tones. You guys will see a sweep of the top panel now, and it's pretty familiar looking. We're operating in the high mode, which is the 35 watt mode. There is a low mode that I think drops it down to, is it 7 or 8 watts or something?
No, it's about 13.
Oh, okay.
Because I went for an unusual biasing technique, a lesser used, because we wanted that 4EL84 sound. The trouble is that will punish EL84s. They run very hot. They're running at maximum or sometimes above maximum plate dissipation while they're sitting there doing nothing.
Right.
So we wanted to have some control over that. So rather than running them too hot, we run them hot, but we're kinder
Right.
to them. But in the low power mode, it is purely cathode biased. In
Right.
high power, it's a mixture of fixed and cathode.
So actually, if you're into your valve terminology, you're saying in low power mode, it might actually be a bit more, AC15 or
Yes.
authentic, and
Yeah.
in the high power mode, it's a sort of slightly more reliable AC30 running vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, look. So for most of the playing that you heard, Martin, at the beginning, it was just a guitar plugged into the amp. The very final bit where the Les Paul sounded a bit hotter, we've just got a little sort of boost drive pedal on the floor here. But pedal off.
Right.
This is the first time, by the way. This is the Strat that I bought when I arrived in America. So this is the first proper outing that this guitar's got, and I'm very pleased that Martin's doing it because he's a very fine guitar player. Okay, so in terms of sounds, it's a single channel amplifier. I am now going to run with the preamp gain low and the master volume high to give you an idea of the higher headroom clean tones that you might get from here. We've got the bass cut off, so allowing the maximum bass end, and the mid boost is currently on. I might dabble with that, and most of the EQ is flat basically. So Martin, if you'd like to give us some nice lush chords. it's snappier and got a very different mid-range to the other clean amps in the Victory range. So the Duchess is a sort of perhaps a softer,
Yes.
less mid-rangey sound, isn't it? This is much more, I'm going to use the word chimey but it's such a cliche word to describe this amp, but it is that sound, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed.
So this is the same kind of basic vibe, but just with the mid boost off.
Yeah.
It goes a little bit more like the Duchess actually with the mid boost out, doesn't it? So, okay, same kind of basic vibe, but now I'm going to turn the master volume down, put the gain up to about halfway, put the mid boost back in. Now we should, still no pedals, we should start to hear some of that slightly classic tiny bit of hair coming in to the sort of tone. You know? Let's just keep the gain going up, so we'll go like 3/4 of the way up, and so this is going to be, obviously we're still using single coil pickups, so we could get more drive with a Les Paul, perhaps we will as well, but here's a sort of a idea of the sort of the most gain that you can get out of this with this kind of guitar with no pedals. Tell me, we've got bass, middle and treble, and we've got a tone control here. Is the tone stack, you know, sort of affecting the gain, or is one sort of post master? Where are you doing stuff?
It's a post phase splitter master volume,
right?
And the tone control kind of works in the same area
of
the power amp. So it's kind of like a global treble cut.
Okay.
Or boost, depending. And the tone control, the main tone stack comes after the sort of first couple of gain stages.
Right.
So they're a fairly standard,
yeah.
Where a top boost circuit might go.
Right,
for
okay.
Instance.
Cool. So again, you can alter the gain structure of the amplifier with the tone controls as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's clean up a little bit again and show people the tremolo. So there is a foot switch that comes with this that allows you to switch the tremolo and the reverb on and off. Sounds fantastic, mate.
Very cool. Thank you very
Absolutely
much.
fantastic. I'm not sure there's a great deal else to tell. All made in the UK,
Yep.
as is all the Victory stuff. All the sexy leather corners and leather handle and all that kind of deluxe appointments. You might also notice, actually, one of the things more recently in the Victory range is the cabinets are now all coming as either deluxe or standard, and that's just a cosmetic thing. So like a standard cabinet will have the metal corners and the little metal corner plate here to sort of go more with the lunchbox vibe, and the deluxe cabinets have the leather corners and the wooden sort of split logo thing here. Just, I don't think it makes much difference to the price, a few quid, but it's just designed to kind of have that visual, you know, match to it.
Yes, yeah.
So the one other switch that we've not really used at all or even talked about, but tell me about the bass cut and why you felt that was, you know, necessary on the circuit.
Because of the style of amp and the potential customers, they, you know, I'll use the word or the name Vox because it may be that sort of person that will be interested. And AC30s, whether they be top boost or otherwise, had quite a bright sound and not very bass heavy.
Right.
And that's fine, but some people would need a fuller voice. So although we call it a bass cut, you could say that, well, I suppose that's the best way to describe it.
Bass
But in
cut
fact,
on would be more
voxy.
Voxy.
Yeah.
Bass cut off is a fuller tone.
Fuller tone, just to some extra versatility. It all depends, really. It's quite handy to have the bass cut if you're going to use more overdriven sounds.
Right.
Because it saves things getting muddy.
Yeah. Well, I like it. I love the look of it. I think, again, it's another one of my favourite amplifiers that you've ever designed. What can I say? Thank you very much for coming over to see us in Andertons booth at NAMM.
Nice one. Yeah.
Yeah, happy days. Maybe we might. I wonder if Mr. Honore would like to play us out with some
I
tasty
think
licks.
I would like him to.
He's gone to sleep. You'd like him to, yeah.
I would like him
All right.
to.
Well, we'll get Pete in to play us out with some sexy licks.
Oh,
But
yes.
there you go. Thank you very much. Cheers, Martin. Have a good show.
Nice one. Yeah, I shall.
Take care.
Yes.
Hopefully we get some dinner or some point this week. But
I'd like that. That
anyway,
would be lovely. Yeah.
See you guys later. Cheers.
Cheers.